your full name, the position you occupy, and a little bit about how you got to occupy that position.
My name is Bobby McDonald. My full name is Robert Vernon McDonald. I'm Executive Director and President of the Black Chamber of Commerce here in Orange County. I've been the Executive Director since 1996, and I took this position because I knew that there was something in the community that we were missing, and I felt that I could get that job done.
What was it that was missing?
Awareness, a coming together, really bringing people together from business and opportunities, and we kind of rearranged the name of the involvement with the Chamber to make it visibility, credibility, and loyalty, and making it access to information.
Please tell us where you were born, where you grew up, and a little bit about your family of origin.
I'm a Los Angeles native, born and raised. Went to school there, and then came out to Fullerton back in the 1970s. My background is, all my relatives are Louisiana. My grandmother, and both paternal and maternal grandmothers are both from Louisiana. My paternal grandfather and great-grandfather are from the West Indies. So that's my background, a little bit of French Creole and Black Irish.
What, if any, religion were you raised in?
Catholic.
Are you still Catholic now?
I'm still Catholic, but I'm very, very fortunate to have been, let's say, blessed to understand all the other religions and comfortable enough to go to any one of those different churches and be involved with them.
Please tell us about your post-secondary education.
I went to LA Harbor College back in 1964 when I graduated from high school. Then got a real education by going into the United States Navy. Went to Vietnam twice. I then came back to LA Harbor College and graduated, then transferred out to Cal State Fullerton, and I graduated with a Bachelor of Science degree back in 1975.
Bachelor of Science in?
Physical education, kinesiology.
Kinesiology. Why is it necessary to have an ethnic chamber of commerce instead of everyone just being in the United States Chamber of Commerce?
A very unique question, a very good question, but until we are all intermixed into the mainstream together, and we don't have separate neighborhoods and separate areas to golf courses or separate tennis courses and stuff, we feel comfortable, and I say we, those of us in the business world, feel comfortable doing business with those individuals in our areas. One of the good reasons why the Orange County President's Council has been pretty good is because we've had a chance to mix and mingle and learn each other's culture and take time out from businesses so that we can work with those areas and learn and help and work on export and import and those different things and work on each other's strengths so we can get better.
Doesn't having multiple ethnic chambers and not all coming together as one community within the U.S. Chamber or some other organization delay Dr. King's dream of everyone playing together from being fully realized?
No. And I say no for this reason. Most people use diversity in business as a noun. They don't use diversity as a verb.
Okay.
They do not take action. And one of the things that you need to do to make progress is to take action.
So how is maintaining segregation moving towards integration?
Well, I'm not so sure that having a black chamber, well, let's put it this way, I know having a black chamber or Hispanic chamber or an Asian business association are not all Asian, Latino, and black. Anyone is allowed to join the Black Chamber of Commerce of Orange County.
Do they?
Yes, they do. Our organization is very multicultural, cross-cultural, and diversified. The reason why we've done this is so that it's niche marketing. And the corporations utilize the Black Chamber, the Hispanic Chamber.
You mean the big corporations?
The big corporations use them for niche marketing.
Okay.
All right. So if Coca-Cola wanted to do something in the black community, they would come to the black community and say, "Hey, I need your help here." There's no different than politicians that need to go to the Vietnamese community or the Hispanic community or the African American community to get votes. It's the same thing. People still gravitate to their religion or their church because we have freedom of speech and freedom of religion here. And so that's it. The only
Freedom of
difference is,
assembly.
yeah, and this is, and the same thing with the chamber. I do not espouse everything to be African American or black here. It's about business. Because I'm here to make sure you help enhance, grow, and improve your business. That's my bottom line.
Please tell me about your work with the Cal State Alumni Association, both locally and statewide.
My involvement with Cal State Fullerton has gone way beyond just me getting my degree. I've been involved with Cal State Fullerton because of my athletic ability, or the lack thereof. I played basketball. I was one of the basketball coaches here. I've enjoyed the ability to get involved with being with the advocacy role by going and being I'm the first president to be president of the statewide alumni association from Cal State Fullerton of the 22 campuses and CSU system. I had an opportunity to help pick one of the chancellors, be on the committee for that, and in the CSU system, one of the 27 members on the board of trustees is selected by the alumni association, and I was chair of the alumni association at the time when we had that bid. So, being involved with Cal State Fullerton from an advocacy and from a sports and just from an outreach role, and also from the community role, has allowed me to play an integral part in the campus life and helping the campus grow.
What can you tell us about your service to the United States Navy and the Buffalo Soldiers?
Well, my service to the United States Navy was, I went to Vietnam twice. It was my coming of age, if you will.
What was your rate? What was your
deployment?
deployment?
I was in the United States Navy. I was on the USS Tripoli, and when I went to Vietnam twice, I used to launch and land helicopters on the USS Tripoli, as they said. And it was the first aircraft carrier that carried 5,000 Marines and 4 squadrons of helicopters. We used to take the Marines into country and then go get them and bring them back, or whatever the case. So that's what I did.
So you were one of the Airedales on deck.
I was an Airedale. I was actually a third-class posted mates handler. So, yeah. And then the second part of the question is
Buffalo Soldiers.
the Buffalo Soldiers. When I worked on a book, my black college football book, 100 Years of History, Education, and Pride. With
Do you want to hold that up for us?
I sure can. When I was working on the book, Black College Football, 100 Years of History, Education, and Pride, with Michael Hurd and myself, when we put this book together, in the preface, it states that the 62nd and 65th Colored Infantry pooled their resources and came up with $5,000 to incorporate Lincoln University in Jefferson City, Missouri. So as I'm putting the book together and as I'm looking at these different stories and I'm going through all the historical black colleges and finding out the value of education, that piece for the Buffalo Soldiers hit me, because here's gentlemen that are making $13 a month, $156 a year, and they understood the value of education, and they put that kind of money together.
$5,000 was a lot of money back then.
1866, they put that together with the land grant money to make the school a reality. And the Buffalo Soldiers were those individuals, those soldiers that were put out here on the plains to help marshal and do all the different things, build the towns and build the irrigation ditches, do all those kinds of things, and marshal for our nation as a group.
Please tell us a little bit about the Chamber's efforts at higher education.
We have a program with the Black Chamber called the Black Chamber Education Fund. It's a separate entity. And what we've done over the past 12 years is come up with a mentorship program. And our mentorship program is we identify students at Fullerton, Irvine, Chapman, and the 8 community colleges. We have an educational committee that takes a look at the applications, and we identify somewhere close to anywhere from 7 to the most we've ever had was 12 students. We find out what they have done, we've got their paperwork, and then we put them together with a mentor. And they and their mentor get together 3 or 4 times during the year, and then the mentor takes the mentee, if you will, out to dinner or to lunch, and the mentee at that point in time turns in a receipt for his or her books, up to and including $500. The night of the banquet, we give the students, we reimburse them $500 for the books. So technically it's not really a scholarship program, it's a book reimbursement program. But it involves a mentor, it involves a mentee, and it involves two people interacting in our school programs to help them.
Are all of your mentors of at least partially African ancestry?
Yes, not all, but most of them.
In what ways does the Black Chamber provide services that are different from the U.S. Chamber?
Being involved with the Chamber, it allows us to keep some of that Black history alive and well, that it was positive and not so much negative in our communities.
Why is that important?
It's very important because if you know where you came from, it's easy to keep moving forward. And it allows you also to keep that data so we don't make the same mistakes again.
What is BizCon?
BizCon is a business conference that the ethnic chambers, that I mentioned earlier, of the Orange County President's Council, got together and we had a business group, so people that were looking for jobs or looking for business with corporations could come in from say 8 to 2 and get a chance to mix and mingle and go by different places. They could go by and see who's doing business, who was looking for business, who was looking for to hire some people, those types of things. And we thought that would be a great opportunity for all of us to combine our efforts in one big day and make people, give them an idea of what the ethnic chambers can do together as a group in Orange County.
Was it a success?
It was a success.
When was it?
We've had about 7 of them.
And so it's an annual event now.
It has not been the last 2 years
Why?
because the economy has been in the tank.
So you couldn't get enough support to pay for the hall or something to that effect?
A combination thereof.
What was the first service project that you can remember working on in your life?
Oh, I'm assuming that it has to be with the Boy Scouts.
But you don't remember.
I really don't. That or the Woodcraft Rangers.
Are you an Eagle Scout?
I am not. I'm a Life Scout. I'm a Life Scout. Now, those are the two things that come to mind. If you're talking about PTA memberships or working with the schools to do those types of things as a service project, I did those. See, so I was always involved. I cannot tell you when I wasn't involved. That's why the pregnant pause. It goes back. I've always been able to do something or help out or do something. Yeah, working in the library, to help out at the libraries at Gompers Junior High. I've always been involved with service. Maybe it goes back to 99th Street School. I cannot tell you when I wasn't doing something for the community or helping something out.
One of them is educated, socially active. They could be married with kids or not, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But they're very busy in their life. They have a lot going on. The other person is someone, and money is not an issue. The other person is struggling. Maybe they're not educated. Maybe they're even serially unemployed. It's all they can do to get dinner on the table each day. Neither of these two people has ever done anything for anyone or anything outside their own narrowly defined self-interest, with the possibly including perhaps their spouse and children if they have those. Why would you can speak to them individually?